Every pickup that we do here in the custom shop, we've always kept notes and records of, which is so cool. And we have a few cool little things here, which I'm so stoked about. And here's the notes that we kept for when we did, it's kind of hard to see, but for Phil Taylor, for David Gilmour's Blackie guitar when he used in Pink Floyd. And then here's our Jeff Beck and all the Telecaster stuff that we did for him. So we keep notes of all this stuff, you know, pretty much. And then here's some Eric Clapton stuff that I had done. I had worked on he had a guitar named Blackie too, and they actually flew the guitar to me, and I actually repaired it. And then here's Billy Gibbons. I've been working for Billy Gibbons for a long time, you know, doing his things. And here's Steve Miller Band. You know, Steve Miller, he's to me just a great guitar player and good friend. And a young guitar player who was so great, would send me tapes all the time by a young kid by the name of Eric Johnson. He would send me letters all the time about different pickups he was looking for, which is so cool, you know. So, yeah, over the years, I've met so many great people. I've had a chance to play with them. I love playing off and on with the Ventures. I've done stuff with them, with Don Wilson and Noki. I've worked with Noki a lot. I've done a lot of shows with Noki. James Burton has been such a big influence for me for over the years. Another good late friend is Jerry Cole. He was a great guitar player. He was working with Phil Spector, part of the Wrecking Crew, and he worked with the Righteous Brothers and just so many great bands over the years. I remember working one day, I get a call from Joe Pass. He's doing a show and his pickup fell into his 125 or 175. It just fell into the body and the screws stripped out on it. So I had to quick fix that for him, and so he could do a show. And working with people like Jennifer Batten, and I did stuff years ago for Larry Carlton, who's just a phenomenal guitar player. And then Danny Gatton and I were good friends, and I knew he was working with designing stuff with Joe Barton, so I never wanted to infringe on that. But Danny and I would go out arrowhead hunting. You know, we'd be in Chicago or in Canada, and we'd be walking the stream beds looking for arrowheads, which is really cool. You know, so I have very good memories of that and how much we used to laugh. And we'd get to the gig. We were doing a show in Canada, and we walk in, and we're up to our knees in mud. You know, which was kind of funny. You know, and everybody's like, "Where you guys been?" You know. But then another good friend that I met many years ago, and we designed a pickup after his name, Mr. Seth Lover, who actually designed the humbucking pickup. So a few things he had given me right when he passed away. He's got like all these. This is an actual production model, patent applied for, that he had done, and he told me about the cream color plastic, you know, the cream butyrate, and he said he got a call one day from the supplier and said that we ran out of the black and we need to run these bobbins, and he says, can we use, the supplier said, can we use cream? And Seth said, well, I guess so. They're going to be under a cover, so it doesn't really matter, you know. So for some reason they were made, and you would get the double cream, the zebra, the reverse zebra, and the double black. And the funny thing about it is people think the cream ones sound different than the double black ones, you know, which is so funny because it's the same material but just a different color, using the same winding techniques and everything. And here's one of my favorite too. This is the prototype staple pickup that Seth gave us, and this is the one that was used in a '56 model Les Paul. And during that time, they were wanted to make another pickup that was a little bit quiet, you know. So then Seth designed the humbucking pickup, and this is the actual prototype, and that was used on the patent drawing. If anybody gets the patent drawing, they can see this actual pickup that was used for the patent drawing, and this is the first prototype humbucking pickup that was used. And then here's another production model. This is a '58 patent applied for, as you can see. And then here's one of my antiquities that was made a month ago. But it's kind of neat, you know, we use the same materials in the antiquities as we do with all the original Gibson, and even the materials we use for the fender type, we use the same processes, we use the same grinding techniques, how we bevel each little magnet on here. We have a certain way. People use some pretty sophisticated ways to grind them, but we do it the traditional way, which is so cool. You know, we get the same kind of marks and bevel on them and everything. Something else which is really cool is this old bugger here. This is Seth Lever's prototype winding machine that he would use to wind his prototype pickups. He would wind the P90s on here and also the beginning of the humbucking pickup. But he said, Seymour, he says, humbuckers were never wound, hand wound, you know, because a couple things, because you have different tension on each bobbin, you have a problem with the pitch and the scatter wind, because you're going to get two different inductances from each coil, and it's not going to be efficient. It's not going to work properly. And also, if you try to duplicate it, you won't get two that are the same. You know, there'll be some minute variances within it and everything. So, and that's why we use the old Lasona and everything to wind our humbuckers.